I'm 38 and I've accepted it's going to be a solo mission. I don't think you need to. I actually have a lot of friends that have gotten married beyond 40, 40s, 50s. One of my aunts, she's in one of the greatest relationships I've ever seen. She got married when she was in her younger 50s, maybe, like 53 or something. She dated people. She never really stuck with anyone before that. She worked. She was very work-oriented. Nothing quite felt right to her. She met someone when she was like in her younger 50s, and there you go. It's harder. There's a little, I wouldn't say there's even that much less of a dating pool because so many people just get married late or are divorced by that time. So it's not even that bad of a dating pool, I think, when you're older anymore. So I wouldn't worry about it. Just live your life. Don't accept anything. Be like, oh, it's not going to happen. Or, oh, it's definitely going to happen. Don't bank on anything. Just live your life. And if something happens, it happens, you know? But don't be in that mindset of like, oh, it's not going to, because then someone could show up in front of you and you don't even realize they're an option because you've already decided, like, you know, nothing's going to happen, right? Do older people marrying still want a big wedding in your experience? No, anyone I've known that's married older has typically done the more economically smart thing, and they've just kept it small with family. People tend to have fewer friends anyway at that age, just a few that they really care about on average, you know, and they tend to do that. So anyone that I've known that's gotten married older, they usually do something smaller typically, which is way better. A lot of them have eloped. A lot of them have eloped and gone and done a destination thing with 2 friends as witnesses or something, or no friends, full elopement. Entering dating at 45 is sucking. Yeah, but I would say all of the things that exist online probably make that so much easier than it used to be, right? To like wade through all these different people. Texas, I know I'm gonna meet my breadwinning VTuber wife by being a funny chatter and live out my life as a house husband. You gotta funny chat your way into it. I'd love to see if that works.
Get you someone that looks at you like a good mob and they're jerch or cheeky soap.
Hey, I will say there is a wedding, there is an entire marriage relationship, everything that has occurred because of this community. Now, I'm not saying that the Discord's a dating site, but I am saying it's happened. It's all I'm putting out there. All I'm putting out there. It can happen where you least expect it, all right? Hop on FF14. You know, a lot of FF14 marriages are just people marrying some friend that they raid with because they just want the cosmetics and they want the duo mount. Most people that I know, at least, that's what they did. I need that teleport ring. You got a friend who's a crafter. You're also a crafter. You're like, we got to get that teleport ring. We need it. Oh, man. MMO marriages, more than half of them are just people being like, yo, this is my friend. We can teleport to each other now. You said, I met my ex-girlfriend on FF14. It was one of the best relationships I've ever had. We still talk. Oh, that's nice. I know a lot of people that met people in MMOs. And it used to be the meme that you'd meet your wife in WoW or whatever, but that shit was real. So many people e-dated in an MMO and then actually met up and ended up together. This is a thing, and a lot of those relationships have actually gone pretty well in the ones that I've seen. Very interesting. I've seen some friends get together and I'm like, whoa. Some of them are married now, so, you know. Ooh, you said your friend had a relationship end because his partner cheated on him in FF14? I couldn't imagine. I have a hard time imagining, how do I say this? Getting into someone to that level over like the airwaves, you know what I mean? Over the internet, to the point where it could be any stronger than someone you're like physically with. You know, in person. I'm assuming they do, right? Like you're physically together with somebody, you know them, IRL. And then you're just like typing in guild chat in your MMO and you're like, I really love this username. I like his cat boy ears. I'm sure you like talk to them on Discord a little, but still, yeah, it feels like it's very easy to put them on a pedestal maybe. And I feel like it's so easy to see them as just the bits they show you because you haven't seen them in real life, right? I don't know. Because a lot of the relationships that I've seen that started at MMOs and worked out, they got to know each other there, thought they liked each other a bit, but they didn't really like dive into it until they met up. At least my friends, from what I've seen a lot of it, they would meet up and then be like, let's try this in real life and see if it's the same, you know, and they would approach it carefully. Right. But I'm aware that a lot of people just all in on that shit without having met in person. So like, I don't know. I just personally, I can't imagine being like, yep, let's dive into this and you're like, you've never even met them. It's I understand that it's possible, but not for me. I don't think. It's hard for me to imagine. Ooh, happened with our guildmaster. Drove across some states and ended up blowing up our guild months later. No. No, dude, there's been so much raid static drama that I've witnessed, especially with WoW raiding of, you know, this healer and this tank and guild leader or whatever are dating. They're just dating, and then they meet up and they realize they don't want to be together, or something happens. It's usually just very vague and no one even knows. And then like the whole guild is blowing up, and it's happened so many times. And I was like, I just want to raid. Like, I can't take this anymore. So a lot of my later raid statics in various games, a lot of the times they would have rules. None of you are allowed to date each other. There would be these ground rules for raid statics, and one of the top rules in so many of them is no e-dating. I think it's so funny that it's gotten to that point where people have to put a no e-dating rule on the raid static. And Garrick says, it's always the tank. I'm a tank player too. Ooh, tank player in chat. Any chatters available? No, it's so crazy though, the way people just blow that shit up. It's so funny. Every single raid group I've joined in, the first rule is no couples. I mean, I understand, because when you raid, you're talking to the same people, often multiple times a week. And if you're an adult working, those are your friends. Those are the people you talk to the most. And it just... If you're single, just play GTRP. It's inevitable. Garrick, I've seen so many people. Oh my God, it's so true. It's so true. But then the thing is, if you're genuinely just friends with somebody and you're playing like GTA with them, because people have seen it happen so many times, so many chatters get weird when you're just hanging out with your friend, you know, and they'll be like, uh-oh, everybody's e-dating. And you'll be like, I just want to rob a bank like we're raiding, man. I just want to... So hard. They start shipping you. Yeah, they start shipping your characters. Well, they go beyond the characters. They start trying to act like the streamers like each other because they play like video games a lot. And it gets weird, man. It gets weird. Thankfully for me, most people were pretty cool about everyone I was friends with, because they saw me hang out with a lot of different people, you know? Instead of only, like, I know I spent a lot of time with certain people, a little more, but I still spent time with a lot of folks. So thankfully, I didn't tank too much of that. But some of my friends would just, you know, they just find like one person that they want to hang out with a lot, and if they weren't actually trying to be together, they would still have to tank all these people being weird, and that would make it awkward. And so many people would they'd like switch up who they played the game with, even though they really wanted to play with this one friend, because they didn't want to deal with the chatters, which I always felt bad for them, because like, you should be able to hang out with who you want, you know, and not have to be like, oh, I can't hang out with you too much because people are gonna ship us. Like, that's awkward as fuck. You know. But yeah, there would always be people that would like comment, and there are also a lot of times where that shit would be real, but I feel like the nice thing to do is to assume it's not, unless they announce something, because you just never know. I know plenty of those groups of people where it looked like there was a couple, and maybe in character the characters were a couple, but those people had no interest in each other. Like that, like they were just friends and they just like with each other, you know. Yeah, the Tony proposal. Like, yeah, like that's one of my closest friends, right? And we just fuck with each other, and then that was just a good time. But I think people could see that because it was comedic the whole time, where some other people, they keep it like serious the way their characters act all the time, and that's like, it's harder to imagine that it's not real when you see that, you know what I mean? So I kind of get it. It's always awkward. It's always awkward. Gigi wasn't trying to steal Edgar's wife. Dude, I just made it my goal to have my character try to steal all the girls away from all the men. Like, was friends with everyone, but I just always try to steal all the girls, and that was just what I tried to do with her. And it was really fun. Ooh, in high school, someone from school shipped you with this guy and you immediately stopped talking to him. Yeah, right? It makes you like not want to talk to your own friend. Sucks. Because I've never, like, gender has never played into whether or not I want to be friends with someone or not. I literally do not even think about it. If I get along with them, I get along with them. I want to be friends. That's all, right? And in IRL, I've dealt with that a lot. Yeah, or I'll just, like, hang out with somebody, especially in school, especially in college. You have 2 classes with someone, so you walk from one class to another, and you talk because you have a similar interest. Things people do in real life, right? But then people will be like, what's going on? And I'd be like, okay, so you can't walk next to people. Like, that shit's always, it's so frustrating. And then when you say no, it's not, they go, oh, you don't have to deny it. You know, like the moment you just clarify, they start acting like you're only saying that because you're hiding something. Meanwhile, they're sitting there soy pointing at you, going, what's this? So like, you have to answer. You know what I mean? It's so annoying. Like one of my good friends, I would sit next to him in this one class because we were friends and I didn't know anyone else in the class and he didn't know anyone else in the class. So we'd sit next to each other. And then I'd be like, what did the teacher say about this thing? And he'd be like, oh, they said that. And then half the class would be like, ooh. They wouldn't even like have anything to say. They'd just be like, ooh, you're sitting. And I'm like, yeah, what? Like, what? Literally doing nothing but sitting. And the thing is, he had a girlfriend the whole time who was one of my closest friends. That's why I knew him, because this is the boyfriend of like my good friend. Of course we're close. I'm keeping an eye on you. You know what I mean? Like, of course we're close. So I was like, what? It was so, my God. But I feel like that's younger people do it in a worse way than people who are older, where they just, you could breathe near someone and they're like, holy what's going on there? You know? I have a guy friend I talk to pretty much daily for 10 years. New people to our group always assume we might be dating. He's ace and I'm lesbian. Christ, every time. Yeah. And the thing is, you could also be two straight people who just aren't interested in each other. But like, it's just, no matter what, they will always assume, and it's crazy. It's so annoying. It makes it hard to be friends. But then they'll be like, I just want to be friends with this person, but they keep pushing me away. I don't get it. They don't want to, I just want to be friends with girls. But they don't want to be friends. It's because people act like that, you know? Feel bad for those girls who basically are forced to publicly reject a guy to shut the people doing that stuff up. Yeah, sometimes like no one wants to, out of nowhere, when no one asked, just go up to some random friend and be like, by the way, I would never date you, right? Like, it's just an asshole thing to say if it was unprompted. But sometimes other people outside of that will prompt it. You feel like you have to answer, you have to say something, even though no one asked. And now you're just basically like letting someone know for sure that you would never be attracted to them, which is just mean to say if they didn't ask. Okay, it's not a nice thing to do unprompted, right? It's just that sucks. That sucks. I hate when people like, make social situations where you gotta say something. It sucks for the other person. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sucks for them the most because they weren't even asking. They weren't even trying to make a scenario happen, but then other people made someone else tell you that they don't like you. Like, that just feels bad. It just feels bad because you're just like, even if you didn't like them, you're still like, oh, so do I look bad? Am I not funny? Am I, like, all it does is serve to maybe create space for that person to now get anxious about that they never would have gotten anxious about anyway, right? It's the worst.